You know how like makeup vloggers do chit chat, get ready with me type of videos? That's kind of what this one's gonna be. So it's Talia here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are going to do my nails. I absolutely love going to see Ivory to get my nails done, but for my schedule right now it just seems to work a little bit better for me to do my own on kind of like my downtime. Like I'm filming this at 9 o'clock at night while my kids are sleeping, and I'm just gonna have some Talia time here. So I've already done one hand. I was able to fit this in at nap time, so this is kind of what we're gonna do today. I feel like I need to mention this in any videos where you guys see my left hand, but these nails got squished in my mom's belly when I was a baby, and so they're a lot smaller, they're a lot thinner, they're a little bit misshapen. And this is like my easy hand to do, so I generally don't film me doing this just because it's, I don't know, if you guys want to see me filming it, I can. It's just, you'll likely never work on anybody's nails that are like shaped like this, so I don't know how helpful that would be. I'm gonna be working on my hard hand today, so I've already prepped it as best as I can. So I find it kind of difficult to like prep with an e-file my right hand. I do the best that I can, but you know what, you guys, it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm tired. It is what it is. I probably could have done a better job, but whatever, it's ready to go. What we're gonna do in this video today is a few things. We are gonna do my right hand. I'm gonna show you guys how to work with loose glitter and gel polish because I feel like a lot of people kind of struggle with that. I show you guys loose glitter all the time with hard gel, but I've never shown it with gel polish. So I wanna show you guys how to do that. We're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A. I had asked some questions on my Instagram stories as well as my group on Facebook, so if you're not in that, be sure to join. And you guys gave me a few questions, so I'm just gonna answer those in this video today too, while demoing some KoKo and Claire gel polishes. So let's get started. First thing, I'm just gonna go over the products that I'm using just right off the beginning here so you guys kind of have an idea. The light purple that I'm using is from the vintage collection from KoKo and Claire, and it is number 51. It is vintage lavender. It's a beautiful, beautiful purple. I just love that purple. It's a nice medium toned kind of lighter purple. They have another one which is like basically an off-white purple, but I liked this one because it was just a little bit darker. Next one is number 71, and it is Cala Lily, and it is stunning. Like, it is just such a pretty purple. It's exactly what I had in mind. It's like a happy purple. And then the glitter that I'm gonna use is number 46, and I apologize because I don't know the name of this one. This is actually really pretty on its own. You would not need to build this up with loose glitter or anything, but I wanted to show you for demo purposes how to work with some loose glitter. And the loose glitter that I chose is from the Glitter Boutique, and it is called Prestige. It is a really pretty, like silver toned, super, super sparkly purple glitter. The greens that I'm using are number 87 and number 98, so light green, and this one's my favorite one for greenery on if you're doing floral nails. Number 79 for the purple and number 18 for the purple, because I thought it just kind of all went together really nicely. You know how like makeup vloggers do chit chat, get ready with me type of videos? That's kind of what this one's gonna be. So it's just kind of a casual video, and we're gonna do some nails. So I'm gonna start off with step number 1, which is their clean product. I've already put some like nail prep on here, so I don't really need this product on my nails, but I'm gonna do it anyway just because. But this is gonna remove any sort of oils on your nails and just prep them and get them ready to go. This little container is great because it's got a little polish bottle holder in here. I just like always forget to put it in there. While I was doing my own nails, I really discovered a huge love for this KoKo and Claire system. My nails just did so well with it. I love this strong product because generally if I do gel polish nails and you do like a base coat and then you go in with the colors, sorry, I'm using step number 2 now, which is the prep. And the prep is like a sticky sided tape. It sticks to your nails, but it also helps your gel products stick to your nails as well. Yeah, so generally when I do gel polish nails, they do not last very well on me at all. I can get like maybe a week's worth, but with the KoKo and Claire product, like I don't get any lifting. They just work really well for me, but when it's time to remove them, I find it very easy to remove them. So you can, and I'm talking about using the strong product. They have another product called Base, which is designed to come off really easy and generally doesn't last as long. That's not what I'm using today. I'm gonna use their strong product, which is a product that I just love. I think this product just works so fantastic and helps to keep your gel polish nails a bit longer. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and put my strong product. I just do like to do like a thin layer down initially. And I wanna build up a little bit of some structure. So I'm just gonna get some more product on the brush and I'm just gonna drop it in and I'm just gonna kind of wiggle it back and forth just to get a little bit more of that product built up. I have a whole video kind of demoing this strong product too. And then I'm just gonna turn it to the side and you can see that I've got like a dip in there. I'm just gonna add some product to get rid of that dip. And then I'm just gonna turn it upside down and let it kind of just flow. Okay, and then when you have the strong where you want it, just cure it. Some questions that you guys had. So I'm just gonna start with Instagram here. Okay, so first question, this comes from Nails by Katie Dutra. And Nails by Katie has a YouTube channel as well. So be sure to check her out. But she says, best tips for being a content creator or the tip that helped you the most. The thing that came to my mind initially is I'm just thinking about when I first started creating videos, like one, how nervous I was, and two, something that kind of helped me. So I remember the very first video that I filmed, I actually like wrote up like a script of what I wanted it to be. And if you guys have been here that long, if you've seen my very first video, it was a how to edit nail art pictures video. It's still up, you could probably search it and find it, but that was my very first YouTube video. I shouldn't say that because I actually had a different YouTube channel for like a few months where I did like tutorials and stuff, and I ended up taking that channel down. But I did that channel probably about 2 years before I actually filmed this channel, started this channel. And I know some of you have been around for that because you've let me know that you were there for like my first YouTube channel, which is just amazing. Anyway, so when I sat down to film like my first face in front of the camera type of video, I wrote up a script and I filmed it and I was like, okay, this is terrible. Like I just don't like following a script. I don't like how this is coming together. And I thought to myself, why am I doing this? Just be yourself, just let it flow, just be natural. And it was so much easier to get behind the camera. So I think that would be my biggest suggestion, is to just be yourself and pretend you're talking to like your best friend. And that tip actually is what helped me the most, because I just went into all of my initial videos where I was really nervous about filming in front of the camera, thinking that like, just be yourself, just have fun with it. Another thing is anything like you say or do can be edited out. I know there's been a lot more people kind of interested in doing YouTube lately, and so I've been talking to some of you guys about it. One of my suggestions is to like edit out those like boring parts of the video where you're like saying or there's like blank spots and stuff, and like you guys don't see or hear many of those in my videos because I edit them out, but at the time of filming they're in there. So like this video is gonna have a ton of ums that I'm gonna have to take out because I'm talking while I'm trying to do something. When I say that, like anything that you say in a video can be edited out, that's kind of what I mean. So if you're talking about a product and you're like, hey, this is not coming off the way that I want it to, or not what I'm trying to get across, whatever, however that is coming to be, you can just edit it out. So refilm that part of it and just edit it out. Did you go straight into your own salon or did you work in one first? No, I've never actually worked in a salon. I've always just had my own studio space. I was in my mom's basement, just like kind of doing friends and family and practicing and such for a little bit. And then I moved to another studio space in a tanning salon, and it was this tiny itsy bitsy little closet where I really could just fit like me, one of my Alex units, my sofa table desk that I had, and my client. Like I couldn't fit anything else in there. It was super, super tiny. and I ended up moving from that space to like a bigger office type of space that I shared with another nail tech at the time. And then I ended up moving down the hall from that space. Again, if you guys have been here for a while, you've seen this whole journey, because I'll have like videos where I film in different locations. Okay, let's talk about this nail first, then I'll come back to this question. So on my pinky, because this is where I want my glitter with my gel polish, I'm gonna be building a couple coats up with my color, so I don't wanna make this too bulky. So I'm just gonna paint down the strong and cure it. You still wanna make sure it's nice and even and you don't have like lumps and bumps. I like to let the strong product kind of sit too, because it will kind of like melt into each other, I guess. Okay, so in my studio space that I moved to, that was my first office space, had a zebra background wall. That was where I started this YouTube channel. So I would do clients, and then I would film in that space, and then I would like edit and do all the behind the scenes work at home. So then I ended up moving to an office space down the hall from that one, and that was like the glitter wall. And that's kind of where my YouTube channel, I guess, took off more. It's where I spent a lot more time doing it, and I really like had regular content going up, and I started kind of working with other brands and stuff, and like my husband and I got married when I was in that space. And the reason that I left that space is because I was pregnant with my first daughter, Rose, and we wanted to move my business home, which, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, is something that both my husband and I wish that we would have done sooner. So I worked for about a month in that space where we had no kids, and then we had Rose. I don't know, it just was so nice working from home. So nice working from home compared to being in an office space. The office space was great too. Like, I really built my business up in that space, but there's just so many benefits to being at home, and both my husband and I were like, okay, I wish we would have done this sooner. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys all of this. That wasn't even the question, but no, I've never worked in a salon space. And so that last home space was the one that we moved into, that I worked out of before this one. And then this one will likely, I'm guessing, probably be like my forever space. Remember, we're doing my hard hand here, so I'm definitely gonna get some like color and stuff in my cuticles. I just like to use the cleanup brush from Clear Jelly Stamper, because it works so well. It's like one of my favorite like all-time brushes is this one. It's just so stiff, it works fantastic. The KoKo and Claire gel polishes really goes on super well with just one coat. Most of the colors that I've tried, I do like to do 2 coats to just kind of build it up. And as I'm filming this, I have 2 kittens crawling all over me, and my dog's coming in and out, so if you guys hear any noises, that's what it is. Okay, so no, I never worked in a salon space. I've always worked for myself when it comes to like my nail work. Okay. This is a really fun question for me. And these are questions from my group now. Where/how do you find your inspiration as to how you organize your nail studio? I'm an organization junkie. Like, it's my passion, it's my love. I just love it. I start with a problem is kind of where it is. I have some sort of mess going on. That's a problem for me, because I really, like, I hate cleaning. Like, I really just do. But like, I love things, and all of my things need to be in a place. And that's where organization comes in, because I really don't like to see all of my things, but I like to know that they're there. I'm not entirely sure what that says about me as a person, but whatever, it is what it is. Kind of, I like went really cray on this one. If I've got something that's like a problem, like I'm getting too much of it, or just I have no way to organize it, I try and think of how it's functioning for me. How do I need this thing to work? So for example, I don't like having a lot of things on my desk. It drives me insane when I'm working. It stresses me out to have like that much like clutter on my nail desk. So I was trying to think, like, how can I get all of this stuff off of my desk but still have it like by me? So at first, I was using like drawers and stuff. I'm doing a terrible job of this, you guys. Just hang on, I need to fix this. Okay, I did not do the best at cleaning that up. Oh my god, that was a bad nail. Okay, back to the question. Okay, so if I have a problem, so example, I have too many things on my desk but still need to use them. What can I do to have everything near me but not on my desk? And the solution was a cart, and you guys know how much I love my carts. So that like helps to solve that organization problem. It's the same thing with my foils. How do I need to use my foils? Well, I need to see them all kind of laid out at once. So what can I use that'll like lay all my foils out at once but still kind of tuck them away? And then you also have to think of like where you want them to be stored. Well, I want them stored in my drawer. So what can I use that would keep them stored in my drawer, but I can still see them all. And then the solution was those containers that I ended up putting my foils in. And that idea I got from Beauty Nails Fun. And when she shared it, I was like, yes, this solves like all of my foil problems. I actually don't use Pinterest too much for my nail studio, but I love looking at organization things. So like on Amazon and stuff, every once in a while, I will just search like organization, kitchen organization or makeup organization or something like that, and just see what like all of the new things are for organization. And sometimes I'll look at them and I'll be like, hey, that would work for this purpose. Or if I'm at like HomeSense or Canadian Tire or any of these places that have like organization sections, I will see things and I'll be like, hey, will that fit nail polish bottles? Will that fit brushes? Will that fit, like what will that fit? I feel like there's gonna be a cat bum in my video here. Bruce, you need to go somewhere else. You got wet nail polish here. Bruce, move your bum. Bruce. See, you guys, that's why we named him a people name. I feel like that nail is just gonna like lift right off. Okay, you guys, we're all just gonna ignore what's happening on this now. Just keep in mind we've got kitty cats that just love to play here. I'm gonna go in with the kind of medium purple now. And another tip when it comes to organization is don't be afraid to change it. You guys see how much I change my organization ideas and stuff in my studio all the time. I love organizing, so changing things up I'm a-okay with. But if you implement something and it's not working for you, don't be afraid to change it. That would probably be my best advice. Because sometimes you don't know what's gonna work for you until you try it, and if you try it, you're like, heck, like this is not working. Case in point, my swatch sticks, you guys. Okay, this question, I don't know how to answer this question. Where do you find inspiration to be a leader in such a creative industry? I think the way that I would answer this is that when I started my YouTube channel, I wanted my channel to help people. I wanted it to be a place where you could come for inspiration on organization. Companies were launching new products. I wanted it to be a place where you could come to see those products first to kind of get an idea as to whether or not those would work in your nail studio. That was like my whole inspiration behind this channel. I have a video up talking about like why I started my YouTube channel, and it kind of goes over this a little bit more. But back in the day, I used to be like into makeup, like nobody's business. And this was like before the makeup industry on YouTube is what it is now. Like I don't know, I like to think of it as like old school YouTube. Anyway, I loved following like makeup releases, and like when MAC Cosmetics would release these giant collections and stuff, and I would purchase a couple things from it. But I wasn't gonna buy the entire collection that MAC was coming out with. And so I would watch these like review videos and these bloggers and stuff that would get these collections early, and then I would decide like which products I wanted to purchase. And there was this one like blogger that I followed. She didn't have a YouTube channel, it was just a blog. And it was called Talia. And I'm not too sure if she still exists. I feel like she still does. But I would go to her site every single time a new MAC collection was launching, and I would see her swatches of it, see if it would work on like my skin tone, see if it was like colors that I would wear, and that's how I would decide what products I was gonna buy from these collections. Anyway, so I was buying all the LE collections, and keep in mind, you guys, like this is like 7 years ago, so like LE was releasing like regular collections and stuff then. But it's not really what it is now. Like it was, I don't know, it was just a little bit different then. Anyway, so I was buying these collections from Light Elegance and from, I think, Amore at the time, and not Fusion yet, LCN, like all these different collections. And I was like, you know what? I should show these on like YouTube. So that was like the whole premise of starting my YouTube channel, was to help professional nail techs figure out like what products they wanted to bring in to their nail studios. And when I was looking before I even started my channel to see if there was anybody reviewing these collections that I was buying from like Light Elegance and LCN and whatever else I was buying at the time, I think it was Amore, there was nobody. There was nobody on YouTube doing it. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try this and see how I like it. So I started it with that as my premise initially, or answering questions that I had on my Facebook page all the time. I get questions on my Facebook page all the time as to like how I edit nail art pictures. So that's why I wanted it to be my first video that I made. or like organization. Like I filmed a video on like my nail decal storage, and I wanted to show people like how I set up my nail studio and things like that that I thought would help like my fellow nail techs out there. So I genuinely, and to this day, that is my main motivator. Really? Are you okay? Anyway, I can't even. To this day, my whole main focus of everything that I do is to help people. Like I genuinely want to help people figure out organization solutions in their nail studio. I want to help you with like haters on your social media. I want to help you decide what collections would work for you in your nail studio. Like this is just like where my motivation comes from, is to genuinely help people. And for the longest time I wasn't doing tutorials on my channel, and I ended up changing that just because, again, I want to help people. I show you guys all these products. I want to show you how I use them. Give you guys some ideas for tips and tricks on like tricky nail art and stuff like that. So that's like my main motivation and inspiration for what I do, is to help my fellow nail techs out. Okay, you guys, we're gonna move on to the pinky nail here, and I'm gonna show you how I'm embedding my glitter. I'm gonna do something a little bit different than I did on this hand because there was something that was not working for me. So I'm just gonna do one thin coat and then I'm gonna cure it, which is not what I did on the other nail. I just went straight in with my glitter, but I wanna build this like really pretty purple color up a little bit first, because I was just noticing that I don't like how see-through the glitter underneath on the other pinky is. We're kind of gonna embed this like you would a gel nail as well. So keep in mind, we wanna keep everything really thin because we don't wanna bulk it up too much. Okay, and I'm gonna do this one more time. See, I would have been fine just using this on its own. I don't think it was necessary to do the 2 coats. I don't know, I wanted to build that purple up a little bit more. So I'm gonna do another thin coat. Super, super, super thin. And you could do this with clear too. You wouldn't have to do it with just like the purple. And then I'm gonna go in with my glitters and I'm gonna drop it in. But I'm gonna be a little bit more intentional about where I put glitters with the gel polish. Whereas like when I do gel nails, I kind of just drop it wherever because I don't care if it like ends up bulky, because I can just file it down. Well, with gel polish, you're not gonna do too much filing. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a little bit of filing. And I wanna keep these kind of bigger chunks kind of away from the tip and the free edge. Okay, and when you have your glitters where you want it, just kind of make sure that you don't have a bunch like sitting underneath each other. Do your best to kind of flatten it out a little bit more. So for our little mini embed, we're gonna go back and we're gonna take our strong product and we're essentially going to embed these sparkles in, but not like in a thick, crazy way. So that thin coat that we were doing initially at the very beginning was basically just to create our base coat before we went in with our color, and now we're going to create a little bit more of our strength. So I like to just do a thin coat down, and then I'm going to do the same thing where I grab a bigger bead. And definitely make sure that you're covering all of these glitters, and we are going to do a little bit of filing, so if it gets a little bit thick, it's not the end of the world. And definitely make sure that you're turning your nail to the side and that it's as even as you can get it, or also turn your nail upside down, and that's going to let it pool to the middle. Okay, so I am going to file this nail a little bit, but first I'm going to do my stamping so that I can top gloss these ones and I won't get like filing stuff like in these nails or anything as well. So let's move on to our stamping. I'm just going to remove my dispersion layer from this one, and then same thing with the thumb. Okay, and I mentioned these sponges on Instagram, but I don't think I've mentioned them in a YouTube video yet. I just found these on Amazon, but what I've been doing with them is I've been saturating them with nail polish remover, actually not nail polish remover, my acetone, and then that way I just have it nice and handy for when I want to scrape off my scraper, because when I scrape on my plates, I like immediately wipe it off. And so just having this saturated and ready to go has been working really, really well for me. I just like to make sure I have all of my stamping stuff just out and ready to go. Also like to, I guess, prep my stamper. All I do is just clean it off to see if there's any lint or anything on it. And I also like to take my polish bottle lids and just have them open ready to go, because you do want to make sure you're working really fast when you're stamping. It's a lot easier to pick everything up when you do. Hi.
Oh, hey. You get friends.
I know, they're being so helpful.
I was debating on whether I should go see them or you first. I was thinking of bringing them down.
Oh no, they're down here.
I have food for them.
Oh yeah, they're probably hungry. My husband joined me, as you guys could hear, so the rest of the video is going to be voiced over, which I thought would be just a good way for me to answer some of the rest of the questions in this video as well. And the plate that I'm using is the watercolor garden plate. I love this plate, but let's get on to a couple more questions. The next question comes from Lori, and Lori, I appreciate all of your support. I read all of your comments and really look forward to when you're interacting on my social media. The first question she has is, will you ever do a small workshop like you and Ivory did a while back in your studio? Ivory and I don't have any plans right now, but hopefully in the future, because that was so much fun. And 2, can you please do a video and do your mom's nails once a week? My mom would love that if I did her nails once a week. I truly just don't have the time to do that, but it would be so much fun. Next question comes from Camilla. I hope I'm saying that right. How do you manage to reconcile being a mother, work, and yourself? This is like 1, a hard question to answer, and 2, it's a struggle. Like every single day is a struggle. I am a very scheduled person. I like to know when to expect what's coming throughout the day. So like COVID hasn't really helped that, but I keep my family on like a pretty tight schedule throughout the day. I'm a planner, so I'm constantly writing all of my to-do lists and everything down, and that helps me a lot too. And I have an amazing support with my husband. He not only like works full-time, but he also takes care of the house for me and stuff when I need him to, and we make a really good team with taking care of the girls and managing all of that. He's also really good about helping me when I need like my me time and I just need to like check out from being a mom for a little bit. So all of that really helps, but I don't really talk about, I guess, the mental struggles and stuff that it puts on me, but I can just say that every single day it is a struggle to balance it all, and I'm sure many fellow moms out there feel it the exact same way. I won't be answering all of the questions because I just don't think I'm going to have enough time with this voiceover, but the next question is, have you seen the fall collection from Ellie yet? At the time that I'm filming this, I kind of know about it, but I like didn't want to see any sneak peeks because I want to film my first impressions for you guys. So that video I'm going to sit down and film right away, and I'm going to do it a little bit different. So definitely stay tuned for it because I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And then the next question, favorite places to travel if going somewhere else other than Canada, where would you go in an ideal world? My husband and I are very much both homebodies. We don't really enjoy traveling to like a bunch of different places unless it's like an all-inclusive vacation on a beach where we literally just go to relax. That is all that we really like to do for travel. But if I did have a couple of places that I would like to venture to, my top place would be Australia. I would love to go to Australia, and probably Greece. Those would probably be the places that come to mind that we both would like to travel to, actually. I'm just going to talk about this plate a little bit really quick and why I love it so much. I love it because you don't have to be perfect with this plate. Like if you don't line up the flowers perfectly, it's not the end of the world and it still looks really good. And I love to work with my flowers from light to dark or dark to light and combine a bunch of different colors of green for the greenery on it. Next question comes from Tammy, and Tammy, I just have to say that I appreciate so much whenever you comment on my videos and stuff. I always look forward to seeing your name pop up. And she asks, wondering how COVID is affecting you in your personal life and business life and how you are coping with it. Currently, like now in July, I'm coping with it a lot better than I was back when it first happened. I think like the mental toll it kind of took on me, and I don't really know if I've ever talked about this, but I've just never been so anxious in my entire life, and like I was really scared about everything that was happening, and I was in my mind a lot, and I was just finding that just put a lot of weight on me. I cried a lot. It was just mentally, it was just really, really exhausting. I've tried to give myself some different tools and stuff to adapt to what's going on mentally, and one of the biggest things was to just stop watching the news and stop absorbing everything on social media to do with it, because it just was not doing me any good. And like personally, like our lives aren't super affected by it. My husband works from home. I'm able to work from home. We have really young kids who don't know what's going on. So that has been all okay. I think the biggest thing has been not seeing family. Steve and I are big entertainers. Like, we're the house that everybody comes to for family events. And so missing out on all of that has been probably the biggest hole, besides like the mental exhaustion. And as far as business life goes, it really made me realize, I guess, how much time I was spending working before and how I wanted to spend more time with my family. So COVID, I guess, gave us that realization as well, which is why I cut my clientele like drastically down from what I was doing, and have just been focusing more on videos because videos are more flexible for my schedule. After I've top glossed all of the nails except for the pinky, I'm just going to take my file, and I want to take the softer side of it, so the 180 side, and just give it like a buff. And this will get rid of any kind of lumps and bumps that are going on with the gel, but it'll also, if like a glitter was poking through or something, it would kind of file that down a little bit, and it'll take a lot of the bulk away from this too. So this is how I embed glitters when I'm working with gel polish. It's very similar to how I would do it with a hard gel as well, but just a little bit less steps, and I wanted to show you guys what products I was using. So I do have time to answer a couple more questions before this video kind of is done here. The next question comes from Jennifer, and have you considered becoming a brand ambassador for anyone in particular? No, I haven't. Like, I'd be lying if I said the thought hasn't crossed my mind, but from what I've read and just generally, and I know every brand kind of runs their programs a bit different, but you basically have to use and promote and showcase their products exclusively. And that personally just wouldn't fit with my brand, because my brand is showcasing a bunch of different products for you guys. So for me, it just wouldn't work with what I do for YouTube and for my social media. Last question, wondering how many clients do you currently have, and how long does it take a full set from start to finish take you? So I want to say right now I have 6 clients and then my mom, so 7 total. And that's just working really well for my schedule, because I essentially only wanted to have 1 or 2 clients a week so that I can still fit in all the family time and all of the work that it takes for behind the scenes of running like a social media business too. And how long it takes me to do a full set, this is such a broad question, because it depends on the length, it depends on the shape, it depends on the nail art, and it depends on whether or not I'm filming. So if I'm doing a super short set that I'm not filming, it'll take me about an hour and a half. If I'm doing longer with a lot of art and filming, it'll take me anywhere up to like 4 or 5 hours to do a full set. And if I'm like not filming and it's kind of basic art, or just like a standard full set, would probably be around the 2 hour, 2.5 hour mark. It definitely takes me way longer to do nail services now that I'm not working full time. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it was maybe a little bit helpful, that you enjoyed it. And thank you to everybody who took the time to send me some questions. If you guys like this style of video and want to see more of it when I'm doing my own nails, comment below and let me know. And also comment below and ask me a question that you would like to show up in the next time I film this video. Make sure you're following me on all my social media, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.